Okay, the Relaxed Sailor here. I'd like to do my top 10 list for you. Although, one small problem, forgot my glasses, can't see my cue cards. Hold on. Alright, that's better, I can see you now. So, top 10 lists of things you need to do to make sure that your charter goes well. Okay, this is very simple. Let's start with number 10, soft-sided luggage. This is not negotiable. Soft-sided luggage, soft-sided luggage, soft-sided luggage. You're going to have very limited space on the boat and you're going to need to fold up your bag and put it away once you've unpacked. Number 9, pack light. So when you're getting ready for your holiday, you're very excited, you're thinking about all of the things you're going to do and you want to have something that's appropriate for everything. This is rubbish. You don't need it. Put your bag on the floor. Put in 2 pairs of swimsuits, a shirt, a t-shirt for each day, 1 pair of long pants for the boys, 1 sundress or 2 sundresses for the girls, a nice shirt or a shawl for the girls. So a nice shirt for you, for the boys, and then a shawl for the girls in case it gets a little chilly because you've been out in the sun all day. A couple of pairs of nice shorts, a couple of nice shirts or t-shirts or polo shirts. This can be for boys and girls. 1 going home outfit and a wash bag. I swear this is all you'll need. Number 8, have realistic expectations when you arrive. I know you've been planning this trip for a long time. I know it's quite expensive. You've probably flown a long way. You're tired, you're anxious, you're nervous. You want to get on your boat, you want to get going. Honestly, the charter company wants these things for you too. The sooner you're off the dock, the better as far as they're concerned, because then they can focus on the next thing. Here's what you can do. When you check in, get the paperwork that you need, go and check once they allow you on the boat. Do not board the boat until they tell you you can, because they might be working on it, they might be cleaning it, there could be a whole bunch of things, particularly in the Mediterranean where they have a 0-hour turnaround. And what that means is the boats come in at 9 o'clock in the morning, they're turned around and you're on them at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's not a huge window, and they're working hard, and sometimes they're turning around 40, 50 boats at a time. So don't board until you're told you can. Collect all of your paperwork, find out an approximate time, don't hold them to it unless it's hours and hours and hours out. If you've got like a window of opportunity of an hour, go and get your groceries, unless you've already ordered your provisioning, which I do recommend you do. And then just do your checklists until somebody comes and boards, okay? Number 7, pay attention in the boat and chart briefing. This I cannot stress enough. The boats is not familiar to you. They're going to be systems which are common to almost all boats. But the reality of the situation is that the attention that you pay now, even though you're busy and you're tired and you've traveled a long way, will pay dividends when you have a problem in the future. And you will have a problem. It's the way of the boat. And the chart briefings, pay attention to that, because the quality of the holiday that you have will be dictated by you listening to what the tips that they give you. These people know. They know where you shouldn't go. They know where you should go. And it wouldn't hurt you if after the chart briefing you stepped aside with the briefer and just asked a couple of questions like, where do you like to go? What do you like to do? Get some local knowledge. Number 6, do not be shy to ask for help. You don't sail very often. Sometimes only once or twice a year when you go on charter. Docking and undocking are the most daunting parts of the trip. They're usually at the beginning and at the end. Obviously at the end you generally feel a lot more comfortable. At the beginning though, you're not as comfortable as you'd like to be. The boat is strange, you've not driven it, and to move it out of a marina and off the dock can be a little challenging. If you're nervous about it, there is no shame at all in asking for help. Number 5, go through your inventory carefully. This is not because you're trying to catch them out, and this is not because you're worried that they're going to charge you for the knife and fork that you're missing. It's to make sure that you don't leave the dock without stuff you need. I can't tell you how many charter guests have left the dock without boat hooks, how many charter guests have left the dock with 1 oar for the dinghy. Go through your boat, make sure you've got enough towels, make sure you've got enough linen, make sure you've got enough knives, forks and spoons and coffee cups for the number of people on the boat. Check it. It'll pay dividends. Number 4, look through the first aid kit. Some boats are on quick turnaround, they don't get to the first aid kit. The things that are always going to be missing from the first aid kit are band-aids or plasters, depending on which side of the Atlantic you're from, and painkillers, i.e. paracetamol, Advil, Tylenol, aspirin, that kind of stuff. It's not a bad idea to bring a few with you, although go back to number 9, don't pack too much. So it's a good thing to check, and the base will have what you need. Number 3, can't stress this one enough. Have a safety chat with the crew. Make sure everybody knows where the life jackets are, make sure they know how to put them on. Discuss man overboard procedures. Hopefully you've got at least one other good sailor on the boat with you. Make sure that they understand about pointing and all of that sort of stuff. And then talk about water ingress into the boat. Through hulls are particularly where you need to be worrying about that. Talk about t-shirts and bungs and how to stop water coming into the boat. Number 2. Can't stress this one enough, check your dinghy thoroughly. The dinghy is almost always the weak spot in the boat, and it's generally because of water in the fuel. Water gets in the fuel from rain, from the fuel tank being upside down in the bottom of the boat with a little bit of water in it, in the bottom of the dinghy. So make sure you test your dinghy, make sure you run the engine up, make sure it idles, make sure you can put it in gear at idle and it doesn't stall. But of all the things you can do, particularly if you're going to drag the dinghy, is always close the air vent on the fuel tank and always tilt the motor up and always check to make sure that the dinghy and outboard are secured together, and that if you're in a place where there's high crime, you have a padlock and a wire strop. And the number one thing that you must do or not do on holiday is try to do too much. I can't tell you the number of people who've come back and the crew has all just complained and been miserable because the captain has had them on the Bhutan death march of doing things that need to be done. Don't do that. If you all decide you want to stay in an anchorage for the day and snorkel, just do it. You're on holiday. You can come back again. Thank you. This is Scott, the Relaxed Sailor, and I look forward to talking to you in our next segment.